everyone, Ivy Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, I'm going to go through the dev insights, the dev Q&A most recently posted today on October 16th.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
Alright, so let's sit back, relax, and well, let's dive in. So I'm always reading these so you guys don't have— I read them so you don't have to. That's what I should call this, right? We'll steal Madcapper's thing. I read them so you don't have to. I always post for the dev insights, patch notes, and that sort of thing. So you guys know you could always subscribe to my channel to always see the latest dev Q&As wherever the hell I can find them. They do a live chat with the devs again. I'll be sure to post that stuff, whatever, you know how it goes. But yes, this is their like pretty much a weekly thing, usually just a little behind because they had a holiday. But we're going to go through some other questions. I'm going to probably skip through some stuff if they are like lazy questions or if they repeat themselves, which they are not always the best at selecting like non-repetitive stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. The first question. Oh, all right. Add option to sell gear on the enhancement page. Well, bear in mind the idea of introducing a selling gear on the enhancement page. Okay. Simple as that. That would be nice when you're in the middle. Yeah, when you're in the middle of like, you want to roll a piece to 4 and then sell it right away. I thought you could do that. Maybe you can't. I'm just thinking of a different workflow. But yeah, if that's not the case, you definitely should be able to. Okay, question 2. It would be cool to enhance multiple gear at once. For example, selecting 10 gear and enhancing them all to level 4, 8, 12, or 16. That's interesting. I mean, let's not get greedy. We just got the quick enhance feature, as they said. We just got that feature. Do we really need to be at a level multiple at the same time? Let's just be happy that leveling up one piece doesn't take like 2 minutes, okay? Let's be happy with one quality of life improvement that's really dramatic. Not a little, it's dramatic quality of life improvement at a time. Oh god, people. Alright, question 3. Add the option of selling gear filter to include primary stats as well as gear type. Being able to sell flat stat pieces or whatever. I mean, that's already an option. You can already filter, as they said. That's already an option. You can filter by main stats or substats or whatever. Like that's a thing. All right. Question 4. Either the gold requirement for leveling or the chance of leveling gear and accessories needs to be changed. It takes me a long time to get enough gold to theoretically get a piece to 16. Yeah, even then, more often than not, I'm unable to get it past 15 because the minuscule chance to upgrade. Or please make a change and lower the cost, or make a change to give us better rates for upgrading a piece to 16. Have a tiny chance makes me not want to level, honestly, and makes me feel like the game isn't worth it. Other games with the same mechanic at least have a guarantee when leveling requirements, so there is a guarantee with leveling to 16. It takes X amount of chances. There is a guarantee in place. I don't remember what that is right now, but there is a guarantee. It could only take you a max of a certain amount of rolls. It's just obnoxious. But alright, so also gold raids give nothing and are not worth the time. The gold system must change. I mean, they've still been working on improving the gold stuff overall. At least the gear sells for a little bit better now. So they said, yeah, we've increased the in-game gold production and will constantly monitor the state of gold resources. Yeah, I mean, rolling up gear is expensive. That is what it is. But you know what? Once you get later in the stages where you are leveling a ton of gear as well, once you get to stage 19, you're going to get decent gear from just farming and then selling everything that's really picky. So kind of think of that as your goal. Get to stage 19 and your gold problems will be less and less because you're going to farm like a crazy person to try to get the best gear possible, ideally. And you're going to sell 90% of it, 95% of it. You do 100 runs, you might keep 5 pieces if you had a good day. And then some of those aren't going to roll good enough to even keep, and you're going to sell those too. So keep that in mind. It's not all about rolling everything you get. You got to be very selective. But I do agree, I wish the gold was a little more generous in this game, especially for things like the battle pass. All right, question 5, afternoon. We completed the history mission and got the wolf character. What? The wolf character. It was interesting to complete them and receive the reward. After this, I feel like the game turns into routines and daily tasks. I would like to see more story type content. Not sure what they mean for the wolf character. They must mean Volca. Maybe just bad translation from Google. But as we roll out new chapters and features, more quests will be added to the hero's path. Okay. But, like, what about after you get Volca? They're saying, like, can there be a after you get Volca? I don't know. All right, next, let's see. Copy, paste, let's go. Energy runs out very quickly, and add energy at least for advertising. For advertising. I don't know what they mean for advertising. That's bad translation too. Advertising equals 100 energy? Advertising. Google, what do you mean? All right, or increasing the energy limit for all account levels. They already did increase the energy level for accounts. They just did that. Yeah, we adjusted the stamina cap and will continue to optimize it based on players' feedback. They just did that, guys. Oh my gosh, they keep... So they're using comments... A lot of these comments seem like people aren't aware of the recent patch that they just had. They literally just did that. All right, better items to purchase using Epic Awakening tokens. Yeah, it's true. The Epic shop sucks. So many people that, like, I'm swimming in Epics now. It's like, I have 3,000 tokens. What do I do with them? Nothing, because there's nothing worth buying. So we're currently working on optimizations and aiming to make it available very soon. Okay. I hope they just mean improve the Epic Awakening shop. I don't know what they mean, optimizations. How about you just, optimizations to the shop? Give us more options to buy stuff with from that shop would be great. Or ways to convert the epics to legendary so we can maybe eventually buy some legendary awakenings or summoning crystals from the legendary shop part of the shop. Converting epics to legendaries in the form of those awakening tokens, not only skill dust, would be amazing. All right. Legendary soul stones. There needs to be a way to get guaranteed legendary soul stone at least once per month. I believe this would be a great addition to the battle pass or lower the cost of soulstone in the shop. You're asking the player base to sell 4 legendaries for 1 soulstone. That's a little much. So they say in the future, legendary soulstones will be accessible via new features and other sources. Yeah, increasing legendary soulstones would be amazing because it's so hard to level up the heroes we actually want to, awakening-wise. And sometimes, like, you don't want to get dupes. You want to get new characters. Then getting dupes is a bummer. But if we had more universal options, that would be really nice. Or at least ways where if you're a very efficient grinder, let people have ways to get more free stuff. Always a good thing. All right, question 9. Starting off by saying you're 8 days into playing and are loving the game. The gameplay is fun and well thought out. The events are engaging and plentiful, and the visuals are top-notch. However, after just a week of playing, I have encountered my only complaint. Stamina is by far most hard to come by resource in the game. Why go through all the effort of making a great game if the only way people can play it is buying stamina? My cap right now is like 190. It takes 7+ hours to refill, and then you can do 5 XP runs. Thank you, and then you're out again. Thanks for your recommendation. We have expanded ways to obtain stamina. You can now gain stamina through gold purchases, friendship point purchases, and gifting. Yeah, I honestly don't feel like there's any stamina problem. And I feel like the people that say there's a stamina problem probably forget you can use your diamonds for that. Once you get to the point where you have a solid set of legendaries, or just whoever, heroes to work on, and you need to level up those heroes, stop using them for summons and always save to buy stamina potions. Like, just playing the game, you get, even without any content creator perks, without spending any money, there's plenty of ways to get some diamonds weekly, and you should use those diamonds to sometimes at least buy stamina potions instead of summons. We're just so caught up on using them for summons, but you'll notice a lot of people that I summon for, they still choose to save their save some diamonds for stamina's sake for grinding out events. You really need to. Just buy the potions and always refresh your Dwarven Association and buy them there for the reduced prices. I really don't see the stamina problem. Even when I was free to play, I didn't see it, honestly. Okay. Question 10. The luxurious chest rewards at the end of the arena season don't feel very luxurious. Let's spice up the content a bit. So they're planning to enhance the reward content as part of the arena updates and optimizations. So arena reward improvements coming. I mean, if you push to Overlord and you get an ancient shard every week, that feels really great. I just need to remember to do it. I always forget. I've lost out on so many ancient summoning crystals because I just keep forgetting to push my arena last minute. Ay. It's my own fault though. Alright, what the heck? Paste. My glasses, I can't see. Alright, do not increase boss health and defense with the number of monsters on the map. It's enough that he heals so much. We don't know what are they talking about? There's no context. Increase the boss health and defense with the number of monsters on the map. It's enough that he heals so much. I'm not even sure which one he means. Probably Void Rift? Thank you for your feedback. The boss does not have any HP recovering abilities. Its healing results from the monster's absorption. Oh, they're talking about like, they're talking about not understanding artifact material raid. We'll work on refining the skill description and monster behavior explanation. Yeah, the boss does not increase its health or its defense based on the number. It's just you need to stop them before the number on the board gets crazy. If you can't stop them in time, that's where you need to work on improving your artifact material rate. So far, the people are asking weird questions like usual, and I feel like there's like silly answers. I mean, it's Captain Obvious answers, or we already have that, or we're already doing that. Alright, so there's a long one here. Let's see if we can quickly skim through it. Because they do say we will definitely consider incorporating this content further. So what are we talking about? So at what is the level experience scale under the avatar? It's not clickable. You can't see much experience you have and how much is needed to raise the level. It often happens that you spend your last energy on some raid and at the end of the raid you close the game because there's other things to do, but it turns out at the end of the raid was filled and the energy was completely restored. And in the evening, with great chagrin, you realize that all this time the unspent energy was lying around in dead weight. Not in order, but alright, besides that, the digital value is not visible. It's unclear how much you can, just allowing you to see how much experience, and maybe somewhere clear that states exactly how we get account experience. That might be nice. No one ever shows that, like, spelled out. But yeah, I'm level 69 with just barely there. It would be nice to have some sort of a gauge of, like, how long does it really take to get from 69 to 70? I have no idea, because I have no idea how much I even have. You can't see the details when you're looking at your experience for your account. Alright, question 13. Rework the Battle Pass scaling in Arena. Sorry, BP, Battle Pass. Or rework the BP scaling in Arena. Rather than adjusting the BP based on your opponent, have it set to fixed amounts per arena tier. Having a BP of 170k opponent on one page, and then a 40k opponent on the next page directly changes how the weak enemies are. I mean, the matchmaking can change so dramatically. Because, like, especially at reset and everyone just gets thrown together. But it currently depends on you and your opponent's points. It does not take your BP into account. So this person was assuming that some of the matchmaking or how hard the enemy is based on your BP, but it actually does not take. Matchmaking does not take your BP into account. Alright. Depends on where you are in just rankings overall. Which could be if you pushed higher than you should be. Or if you tank on purpose and then you put your defense back in and you're way higher than other people. That's what people need to realize too. Like, this person that was 440 amongst the 170s could have just purposefully put in a bad defense to go down to easy farm for a bit in a lower stage. And then they could have put their real defense, the real team, I mean, back in. Not a defense in this game per se, because it just remembers your last offense. But yeah, it could have done a new offense on purpose to climb back up. So there's a lot of factors in there. All right, question 14. You're currently ranked 2 in Arena, and a lot of your clan are in the top 10. We're only seeing bot accounts on our pages and no real players. This is extremely upsetting, provides no fun or challenge for us. We would like you to fix this and remove these bots, but real players back in only. Please see the attached picture. None of these people exist, and all the people are missing from our pages. It started happening the past few days, and I feel bad for the health and fun of Arena. So this issue has been addressed, and you will see fewer bots on the page moving forward. So that was something they recently adjusted, was bots. I mean, I like bots. Give me bots. Let me farm some easy bots, please. I want points. I want to finish events. I want to get... Yeah, I'll take the bots. Who wants the bots? I want the bots. Alright, question 15. Please add buttons on the main game screen for accessing the Forge. It currently requires multiple screens to get there. Hero, select hero, artifact, Forge. There should be a button on the screen. Additionally, please add a button for Star Ups, as it currently also requires many buttons to access that session. So future updates will move some gear-related features to an Artifact Forge to the main page for more user-friendly experience. So like all things related to gear just in one spot, instead of having to be on a hero to see it. That's pretty good. Alright, exactly. Why isn't there a gear tab? It's so frustrating having to go to heroes. So same exact complaints. Same exact question. Let's just skip that one. So question 17, or comment I should say for most of these. Please remove the warning auto fight in progress with the risk of losing. Already won the battle with the same setup, same gear, nothing changed at all. This kind of a warning is not needed. That's not true. You realize that just because your battle was saved doesn't mean you're going to have 100% success, person. You can still lose just because you won the first time. It is not 100% chance to win every time. If you have factors in, like Dolores having her rage regen, you know, the rage regen pop, which gets better with Awaken 5, or whoever you may be using that procs something that only has a % chance to do it, it might not do it every time, which can affect your run. So that is not, yeah, it needs to be there, and it's true. It might not be true for most of the cases. It seems to be fine, but this person is assuming very incorrectly that just because you beat a battle once that it can never fail. It can fail. All they do is copy your timing and your movements, but if you change your gear on your people and you make them worse, or you take off gear and you forget to put it back, it's not remembering your old gear. It's just mimicking what you have done before in the form of movements and ultimates and whatever. So that's something this person needs to know. As I said, the warning has been improved to prevent such situations with the advert of our background running battle feature soon. So they are kind of optimizing that to maybe not show if it seems okay, I guess. Background running. We want to be able to run some battles in the background while doing some other stuff, or... yeah. I guess we're waiting for that proper real background farming like they said a while ago. For the love of God, please remove the flashing red on the guild boss. Yesterday was the second time I had an epic... oh! Someone had a seizure due to it. And numerous times in the past it's caused painful headaches. I've reported this when it was first added months ago, or at the very least give us the option to disable it. I took a risk yesterday as I knew it happened, and I want to improve the score, and I paid for it. Please fix. Oh god! Thank you for your feedback. We're working to rectify this issue, and we'll roll out necessary fixes and optimizations soon. I can't imagine what it, like, first of all, it sounds silly. You're like, it just flashes. It's not a big deal. Who cares? But if you're someone who lives with seizures, I can't even imagine what that feels like. To be, like, I can't imagine being so easily triggered by just a little flashing light on a screen. That sounds so crazy and scary. But Yeah, it's definitely something that must be challenging for someone who likes to play games and stuff too, because I can feel like that's kind of unavoidable. So many things have flashy, bright animations and just part of the aesthetic. It's got to be really hard to work around that. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. All right, question 19. Hope the players have the freedom to choose which heroes they want to display in their profile picture and not the core. Yeah, I hate the profile pictures. They're terrible. They're just boring, like weird little art drawings of some of the common or rare heroes. We don't want those. We want to be able to like pick a hero we have on our account to be our avatar at the very least. We will consider providing an option for commanders to be able to display their favorite heroes as their avatar is what we mean. All right, it says remove the Pierce skill from Maw Demon, which kills any hero and then after a few seconds kills the next one. It's impossible to block it. This demon kills the whole essence of Guild War. No matter what arrangement you make, this demon will pass through any defense like a hot knife through butter. What is the point of thinking about the arrangement at all when you can't participate at all? The result is the same. I mean, yeah, that's the kind of feedback they want. They're always wanting to optimize the new Guild Wars because it's still new and we haven't even got it on global yet. But yeah, they want to optimize that stuff, so that's good feedback. Speaking of Guild Wars, guys, I've got a few comments here and there. People being like, why don't we have Guild Wars yet? I thought they said it's coming. The reason we don't have Guild Wars yet is because we don't have soldiers, demon soldiers, to put in Guild Wars yet. Could you imagine if they started it on day one, we didn't have any troops. You couldn't play. You have to farm gear raids. You have to get lucky in your guild boss drops. You have to get those units to be able to place them in the first place. So I realized they need to give us time to farm. If you're not crazy farming your gear raids with these events right now in hopes of getting some drops for Guild Wars, you're not going to be prepared. So keep that in mind. That's just a little bonus tip here. All right, I think we still have a few more. Oh gosh, this is long. Okay, not too much longer. I lied. Not too much longer. Make it possible to fuse awakened heroes or fully geared ones with some upgraded skills. At least show if the hero you're about to use has one of these things. So if a hero with gear is used in a fusion, the gear will be moved to your storage, but future updates will restrict gear-equipped heroes from star upgrades or fusions. That's really good. So that way, if you know if your hero is at least geared, so throw gear on someone that is like the one that is just sitting there, just to make sure you don't accidentally crunch them in the future. But yeah, it is kind of confusing. I've seen it where people try to fuse someone who's like, if you've got to get someone to 5-star, then you already have one that's 5-star. You can't tell which one to pick by looking at the fusion menu. You have to go unlock them within your hero storage first to make it obvious which is the answer, but it's not as obvious when you're trying to do it directly from the fusion screen. So it should work both ways for sure. All right, question 22 or comment. Add a feature that you can sign out of the account from different devices. So the iOS channel already supports account logouts, and we're planning to integrate this feature across other channels soon. Yeah, I mean, if people play like multiple accounts on the same device, that would make it easy. You can switch between accounts, though. There is a switch. Anyway, all right, question 23. Consider adding a mythic artifact that lets a healer be placed on any tile, melee or ranged. Thank you for your feedback. We'll consider adding a range of artifacts to cater to diverse features. That's a fun idea. Letting a healer go anywhere on the board. That's a quirky one. I like it. Okay, let's see what we got here. Are there any plans to move or to add more rare heroes? In the current game conditions, there's only 4 heroes that make sense to leave on the account. Which is not true, they're missing some, but mostly Kyuka, Lucas, Decimus, and Autumn. Perhaps a hero that could grant invisibility like Hatset? Bruh, you're talking about a legendary Hatset versus a rare. But yeah, it would be nice if they added more rares and epics because all we keep getting is new legendaries. We need more rares and epics. I definitely agree with that. Oh wait, we got a lot more. My bad. I guess on the Forerunner server, maybe there's some. All right, then they also ask question 2. On the market, I come across things of lower quality than mythical, despite the fact that I've already reached higher levels from which I receive mythical or ancient mythical things. Can you adjust the appearance of the store to take the account into account progress into account? And then they said, I really like the 9th chapter of campaign. I like the visuals. I like the variety of tactics. Can you maybe make the main boss a separate raid? Oh god. People like chapter 9. I like the visuals, but my god, that is frustrating. I like challenging new content, but I don't know that I like chapter 9. I think it's more like, this sucks, but I'm gonna do it, but this sucks. But it is really cool. It is very visually nice. All right, so they said we are considering adding new rare we are consistently adding new rare heroes, and we'll consider this options to sell and convert skill dust in the future. I don't think they said that. I might have missed that. They have never added new rare heroes. Never to the global server yet. They don't think they know what that rare means. Blue. We mean blue, not like hard to get heroes, not like Chaos Dominion. We mean rare, as in blue, as in add more rares and epic heroes, blue and purple. I'm sure there are a few on the Forerunner server that haven't come yet, I hope, but it's weird that they don't add any to global quite yet. So many games just stopped doing that. It's kind of seems to be normal. All right, show pity timer. So they are... So they said the summon count feature is in the making and is scheduled to be released in November update. So summon count feature, they said there's going to be like a record of all your summons so you can see what you got when, and that will let you know when but they didn't say summon count in the past. They always made it sound like just a record keeping of exactly what your pulls were, like Genshin Impact has, but then you have to go count them manually yourself. So it looks like maybe the feature will be a little bit better than I expected. All right. Question 26. Please add an option to quick clear the whole map of Void Rift if we've already cleared it once. Yeah, I know, I hate that. Some of the middle boss stages, it's like, why do I have to do that again? Like, okay, maybe the one final boss for phase 1, 2, and 3, make us fight that again, fine. But the ones there's a few, like the in-between bosses, I don't want to do those again. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but we have to do a few of those, right? It's not just all, yeah. I don't like having to do any of those. I want to do just, even the boss stage, I don't want to manually do it again. I feel like once we've taken the time to beat those really challenging stages, it's kind of like completing a gear raid where you figured out the puzzle, now just let me farm it. I don't want to have to do it again. I agree. So for now, only boss stages need manual challenges. Auto fights can be applied to all the other stages. But all right. Last few questions here. Sorry, this is a long one like always, guys. Lots of questions and lots of comments. All right, we love the game, but I want it to be released in India. Okay, yes. Suggestion 2, 2 times event for gear farming. Suggestion 3, increase gold return after selling gear. So adjustments will be made to the gear selling price. Yeah, they've already done that, I thought. They've already done increase of selling gear price. I thought that was already. Or they did it on the Forerunner server, but it didn't make it to global. I thought it already made it to global. Maybe it all blends together, but I thought they already did that. All right, final comment here. Can we please get a rework on the visual placement of damage numbers? Often in Arena, I can't see the enemy's health bar due to damage covering it, making it difficult when looking at the time of ultimates and causing plenty of losses. Main fights on this problem are the single target sustained DPS fights. They said, we've globally adjusted the visuals, we've globally adjusted the base height of damage values display and further tweaked the damage display on elite monsters. So maybe they already did do this within the last update? Not quite sure. I didn't really notice, personally. But alright guys, that's it for the dub Q&As. A little bit of news there. Nice to see maybe that whole summon counter isn't just going to be a record keeper. Maybe it's going to really have a proper count of summons since your last Lego. At least that would be great. And then you click a button to see what your summons were for a summon record. That sounds wonderful. And it does sound like we're going to get more legendary souls added to content. But other than that, most of this was just kind of reminding people the updates that have already come into the game overall. But yeah, that's it for this dev insights. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.